and created hits like Diamonds and Pearls, Clean, and Get Off. In 1990, he created hits like Came, The Gold Experience, The Emancipation, and some others that I can't remember the names of. But with the rise of the new millennium, he released The New Rainbow, Children, One Night Alone, and The Chocolate Invasion. Prince has just been so inspiring to everyone across the world. But some of the artists that inspired him to be such a wonderful person and has inspired him to be such a great artist are people like Michael Jackson, Little Richard, Stevie Wonder, Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, James Brown, just to name a few. He wrote musical pieces for artists like David Bowie, Alicia Keys, Beyonce, Madonna, just to name a few. Prince performed with Beyonce, and he also performed with Madonna and several other artists. And other artists who emulate his style that I know of would be Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, Miguel, Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, Pharrell, Janelle Monáe, TLC, The Weeknd, Usher, D'Angelo. I remember back in my day, we loved Prince tremendously, along with Bootsy Collins and the Dells and the OJs, Santana, Chicago, Jimi Hendrix, The Emotions, James Brown, Al Jarreau. Boy, those were the good old days. We need to thank Prince tremendously for all his songs that he's given us, and for the crossover and the additional cultural diversity that he has added to the musical industry and to the musical audience. From what I can treasure and hold close and dear to my heart is that Prince will always be remembered as a musical icon, as a musician and artist who has inspired millions. He set an inspirational platform for all cultures to follow, and will be remembered indefinitely.
Thank you, Mom, for that. And
you're welcome.
On that note, man.
That was great. I learned a lot from that.
Yeah. Story time with Mom.
Definitely came prepared.
we need a segment, Story Time by Mom.
I did it.
All right, Mom, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
So as we roll on through with the show, man, before we exit out of this Prince topic, I want to pose a question, man. So Armand, you kind of mentioned that, my Facebook post, and so when Prince died Thursday, I was just thinking to myself, man, like Michael Jackson and Prince are dead, and one of my intern supervisor, she's about 60, and she said, "Well, Brandy, you're just getting older," and it made me think. I mean, are we really just getting older, or is this a phenomenon where we're losing people at a rapid rate? And I want you guys to chime in, but we lost Phife Dawg a week and a half ago, David Bowie, Maurice White from Earth, Wind and Fire, Natalie Cole, Vanity. I don't know if Armand, you know this, but Vanity died in January. Prince's short term girlfriend and collaborator, the wrestler China. Is something going on? And I want y'all to just give y'all reactions, like, or are we just getting older and this is just natural selection, or something up?
I think probably natural selection. I think stuff happens every day. They just happen to maximize their talents publicly, and we don't really pay attention to them until like they go on. Like we do follow them, but sometimes you don't appreciate like artists and stuff. Like I know society didn't appreciate Michael Jackson when he was here. I don't think Michael knew
absolutely.
How much of an impact he was until he died, and he was looking down like, damn, he like me like that, and he was clowning him for like forever. So I think we just don't, we live in a society now where we so like into nonsense. We don't like really look at the important things. And when somebody gone like Prince, like damn man, we really don't got that many good artists like that, because we don't pay attention to anything. It's like a popcorn culture. It's like real quick, so we don't realize that when you have jewels like that under your nose, you don't really recognize them until like they gone. Like people are not going to realize how influential you agree or disagree with Obama until he leaves. When he gone like 20 years, we're like, man, dude was really like a chill, influential dude, man. Like he really was like, regardless of his policy was like, people liked him. You know what I mean? So I don't think people are gonna really realize that until he gone. And I think that's how society is. Same thing with Prince and like Michael Jackson, all those guys.
Roger J.
I don't think anything's going on. Actually, I was approached the other day about a conspiracy that artists were actually being knocked off and taken out and everything.
They got Apple phones?
I'm ignoring this guy right now. We got a long-standing joke. We got a long-standing joke. But Prince spoke out about some pretty some issues that relate back to the government and everything. And you have to take these instances one by one. I mean, China, I'm a big wrestling fan, so that affected me. China had years and years of drug abuse and mental health issues and everything. We don't know how she died still, what the cause of death was. Phife Dawg died of cancer.
Diabetes.
Yeah.
His situation was a little different
right.
because his health was deteriorating.
Right. Who else did you mention? Bowie had cancer for a long time and didn't tell anybody.
Oh, yeah. Maurice White.
Which is kind of like, I always thought that was interesting. Like he almost used his cancer as performance art when it goes into his next album, because his album comes out. I'm like, oh man, great! Always got a new album. Right. A couple months later, he's dead. Right. But if the lyrical content is about that struggle and where he's going and everything. Yeah. So I don't feel conspiracy, because if you take these cases individually, or anything going on it,
or not just conspiracy. I'll swing this. Are our medications, too powerful, or their external social factors?
We don't know. I mean, again, to kind of echo Armand's point, if you look at the obits, which we don't crack the newspaper to look at the obits. Right. So when somebody who has affected millions of people, that we got all these questions,
right.
But when Joe the plumber dies, nobody pays any attention. Yeah. So I mean, like if we did all of that research, maybe we could find something. But I just think it's again, Bowie was pushing 70, and he was sick. So we don't know what was going on with Prince. So I think it's all an individual case.
Yeah, I don't think there's any conspiracy or, gray matter around the death of, the superstars. I mean, albeit, when you think about it, today's medications and prescriptions, we take them like candy. Mm-hmm. And, when you think back to our grandparents and our great-grandparents, like they lived to their 90 and 100 and 102, 110, stuff like that, and they use home remedies. Right. And they still had time to sit back on the porch and drink some moonshine until they passed out and woke up.
They use home remedies at all.
Exactly. Right.
So like they didn't have that. Right. We have it. And Mike was on sleep pills and Prozac and all that stuff.
And he had mental health issues. So.
Mike kind of destroyed himself.
I mean, in China, you can say China destroyed itself. But when you think
with
about
the help of our government, though.
When you think about it, man, like we don't know what these people do in their personal lives.
Right. We know what's reported.
We just know what's reported. And they say like, we'll give you information when we get it. But, who knows what they saw when they could have saw a line of coke on Prince's, on his dash and like, oh, you overdosed on drugs.
Right.
Or, we don't know.
Right.
We don't know. He could have been sick.
Right. And his life was very private, so it is a factor that we just don't know.
Prince didn't lie anybody in his life, except his publicist.
Right.
But I think it's just like Gerald said, you got to take it as a case by case situation because unless it's like what's the guy that passed away? Unless it's like
older guy?
No, the girl. Nicole. Natalie Cole.
Now her thing was kind of crazy.
It's then you can be like, all right, what happened? But I think
55.
She was hooked on drugs
for a long time.
For a long time.
And that takes a toll on the body.
A long time. But I mean, it's sad that we lose these icons. Be it for the white culture, for the black culture, for the Hispanic culture. But I think we should think about our lives much differently going forward because live every day to the fullest.
Sure.
And if you got kids, take care of your kids because you never know when you're going to leave here. They may be gone.
They could die. They could go before you.
Yeah, you never know who's going to pass. Mm-hmm. So I think we should appreciate what we have on this earth before it's all gone.
No doubt, man. Very well said. Well said, man. So we'll slide into the next topic. We've had these topics kind of like sitting, on the shelf for a minute, man. We just had to kind of put it all together in one episode to make it, as easy as possible to digest. So, the issue of gentrification will be the first topic that we kind of discuss. It's a phenomenon that's been going on around our country for a while now. It dates back to the early 60s and 70s. It's nothing really different. It's just the expansion has changed. So I'll kind of just start off, and I guess we can focus on Philadelphia because that's what we're most familiar with. But then we can just branch out to the whole United States. But I remember around 06, 07, and I remember just being on Google and I saw a map of Philadelphia and it said lower North Philly, upper North Philly. And I remember I hit up Steve and I hit up Kev and I was like, yo, man, like, I don't believe this. Like, they about to section off Philadelphia. And I told a few other people, they whatever. It's like, okay, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? And man, 2016, that is already in full progress. I mean, it's almost completed at this point. So I would love to just, Armand, you start us off, man. What are your thoughts on gentrification? It's a hot topic at Temple right now with the stadium and everything, all things related.
And a lot of people don't know, you can go to, there's a website called Philadelphia 2035. So they got a website, Hellenistic Politics, about what everything in Philly going to be during the year like 2035, like with the investments they're trying to have. You look at it, you see that they're trying to connect Temple Hospital with like Temple University, and then like connecting University of Penn with University of Penn Hospital, and bring all that together around to Temple from West Philly to North Philly. That's the plan, but it's like slowly doing it. But to me, like when I look at it, I mean, it's really not. I don't look at it from a negative perspective because I work around there. Like I work down North Philly and 20th and Burke, 22nd and Burke. So there's so many abandoned houses, so many like there's trash everywhere, like mattresses outside, toilets. It's like, I mean, if nobody else is not going to fix that, and Temple come do it or something like that, I mean, I don't really have no problem because to me, it creates stuff like that creates a lot of crime, a lot of stuff like that when neighborhoods are neglected like that. There's no lighting around there lately. Since Temple been moving a little closer to that area, it's like way more lighting, like lights and everything just around the whole area. So I mean, I do